I don't care what anyone says, books are meant to be judged by their cover, and that's what we're gonna do today. I know that it says you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, and sometimes I'm like, I know this cover is like not it, but the book is it. But I love a pretty book cover. I love to appreciate a pretty book cover, and I want to talk about that today. Mostly I just want to talk about all of my favorite book covers and like what I love about them and what I look for in a book cover. So like, is this video like the most important thing in the world? No, but I want to talk about it. It's fun. And also perfect timing because I was literally like planning out this list, and then I saw on Tori from Novel Life, her podcast episode this week has to do with book covers, so I listened to that this morning too. I'll link her podcast episode down below to go ahead and go and give that a listen to. I'm not really going to be like recommending anything necessarily today or really going too in depth on the books. I just want to talk about what covers I think are really pretty, and please let me know down below what some of your favorite book covers are, what you look for in a book cover, because I think that's the thing, like already reading is very subjective and so are book covers, because not every person looks for the same thing. Like if I see an animated cover or like a illustrated cover, I'm probably not dying to pick it up. I just don't like those. It's not my taste. Well, the books that I have here it's a mix of like fantasy, romance, and I think there's like one thriller in here. I'm sorry if you can see any glare in my glasses. I had my contacts in today, and then I kept on getting cat hair in my eye from the stinking cats, and it just was bothering me and my eye kept watering. So we're wearing our glasses today. They do kind of reflect off of the window a little bit, but we're just gonna roll with it. Just stick with me today, people. Also, real quick, I almost forgot to mention this too when I was talking about Tori's podcast episode. Also, I think Mary from More to Mary did a video like this too, like last year or something at some point. Like I remember seeing it a long, long time ago. And she talked about some of her favorite covers because I know she really like appreciates book covers too. So I'll see if I can find that video and link it down below too. But I know like other people have done this kind of video. So if I didn't like mention anyone, I know other people have done it. I know this isn't like an original idea, but I just wanted to do it because it's fun to talk about pretty books. They're in literally no particular order. It's just I have them written down on my laptop here when I just like made a note. So also if you see me looking down, I'm referencing that. I have some of these physical copies, other ones, I'll just insert a picture up and I'll talk about them there. But first up, that was like one of the first ones that came to mind when I thought about this, is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This is an adult fantasy book, and this cover is just like so pretty. I love the gold foiling on it so that that's reflective, but the rest of it is like matte. The texture of it too, also like the city is raised a little bit, like this part is. I think the spine is pretty, like it looks nice on my bookshelf. I like that it's all like up and down like this rather than like this, because this one I keep standing up. I wish that you could like alternate that, because some books like I take turns of like what way they orient themselves on my shelves, but I like that it's that way. And then also when you open it up, it has like the full cover artwork in here. And if you've read the book, there are so many like little details in here that you pick up on as you read. Oh, it's so stunning. I love this. This is by far the best Sarah J. Maas cover. Y'all know I love her books, but you will not catch me putting a single Throne of Glass or ACOTAR book on this list because I don't really like any of those covers, especially the Throne of Glass ones. The ACOTAR ones aren't bad. I didn't like love the old ones, but the old ones are fine, and I really don't like the new ones, but again, like whatever, they're fine. But the Throne of Glass ones, I really don't like. Also, I should preface in this video, I will be including no special editions in any of these because I have a ton of like special editions that I love, or like alternate covers, like even the Fallen Men alternate covers, I'm not including those in here either. Okay, next, another fantasy series, and this is the Carve the Mark duology from Veronica Roth, my favorite works from Veronica Roth. I love this duology so much. So Carve the Mark is the first one, and I just think I love that this cover is almost shimmery, but it doesn't like feel shimmery at all, you know, like it's just so pretty. I love the blue. I think it's really nice. I love the spacing of the words, and then I really like these marks because obviously if you've read the book, then you know that like the cover really has to do with like stuff in the book. That's book one in the series, but then The Fates Divide, I also really like this one. I don't necessarily love these two together. I think because I don't necessarily love the navy blue and then the black, I feel like they don't really look like super cohesive, especially because the lettering on this one is silver and the letter on this one is gold, but I do appreciate them individually, and I really love this one as well with like the blue lightning on it. I think it's very, very pretty. I love these. Next is like a thriller romance. Oh, sorry. So that was a YA fantasy series. This is a romantic thriller suspense from Colleen Hoover. I'm pretty sure you've all seen this book cover somewhere, but I freaking love it. I love the green color. I feel like green isn't done as often on book covers, and I really like that it's just something different. I love the neon, almost like pea colored green. I know that sounds weird, but like it is almost like a pea colored green that is all of this. I love the cursive. I love the like squiggles. I have an idea for a background canvas for this one, because if you don't follow my TikTok, I do like painting videos on TikTok of like book covers and book quotes. And I am very inspired by this cover for a background. However, there's just no quote that I necessarily love for it, like enough to like put on a canvas. I don't know. At some point I want to do a reread and try to find one, but I do really like this cover, and I just think it's like kind of haunting. It fits the book. One of my all-time favorite book covers. Like honestly, if I had to like choose to narrow down in a list, this would make it, and that's the Unrequited by Saffron Kent. This cover, like I can't even get over how stunning this cover is, and this is honestly one of the reasons why I wanted to read this book before I knew what it was about, was just because this cover I am just living for. So I like that it's so I'm not against people covers. I know some people are. I'm not against people on the covers, but I want them to be more artistic than just like, here are a bunch of abs. You know, I don't just want like straight up six packs on my cover. I want some art involved. And this is like artistic and beautiful. I love the dress, the hair, the purple lip, the pale coloring all over it, the purple writing matching the purple lip. It's very like monochromatic then with just those pops of purple. And also you can see that there's like handwriting all over in cursive on it. Get out of here. I love it. And then the back is kind of hard to see, but then it's like this man putting on a watch too. But again, it's like very monochromatic, but then with the pops of purple. Just get out of here. Miss Saffron Kent really went places with this cover, and I live for it. Okay, now my other like favorite book that if I had to pick like top covers, y'all know this was gonna be in here. Sweet Dandelion. I use any excuse to put this book in any videos because it just is one of my all-time favorite books. Sweet Dandelion by Macaulay Smelter. This is a romance, a student-teacher, slow burn romance, but this cover, again, I'm not against the people covers when it's artistic, and I love the line drawn on it. I love the like little swipes of color again against the gray tone of the picture itself. And then the spine is like pretty again with like the two swatches of color. In the back, again, you get this field of dandelions, sweet dandelion. I can't, with then like the little pops of color and the line drawing over all of it. I love this. I think Macaulay Smelter has some really beautiful covers. And I know she works with Emily, who like designs all of these. I follow her on TikTok. I love watching her videos. And this is like genuinely my favorite cover of Macaulay Smelter's, and just like probably a romance novel in general. I think this cover is so stunning. And I know this book is in hardback now, and I want to get it in hardback just so that way I can like display it out. Because I had this one displayed out on my bookshelf for a while, and then the cover began to peel. So I need to get like the hard covers. That way I can just have this permanently facing out on my shelves. Jumping back into some fantasies I love these covers. That's for the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I'm gonna hold them up individually, but first, the color scheme, get out of here. I'm living, like they look so beautiful together on the shelves, minus my one paperback. I bought Red Queen from like a discount website, and then I was just like, oh, I'll probably just buy the rest in paperback because they'll be cheaper. So then when I bought Glass Sword, this was cheaper than the hardback, but then the hardback were cheaper in the last two, so then I ended up getting those. So this is like the odd one out, but I'm on the hunt. Whenever I go to thrift stores, I look for a hardcover copy of this because it's kind of fun. It's like a scavenger hunt. But anyways, Red Queen is a YA fantasy series. These covers, I mean, it's so beautiful. So this one's silver with the upturned crown and the blood dripping. Again, it just like, it fits the book so well. Because sometimes I feel like covers, I'm kind of like, oh, that does not match. This does. And then, I mean, I love that they all just have different crowns. Glass Sword is probably my least favorite. I don't know, like it's fine. But King's Cage, again, I don't necessarily love the crown on this one, but I really like the color of it. Like this weird, like midnighty blue color. I don't know. But Warstorm, I love Warstorm's cover. I love the dark color of it. I love this crown, and then it has red and silver blood dripping off of it. These are so stunning. Again, an author that always has really pretty covers, like Realm Breaker. I haven't read that yet, so I didn't include that on this list. But Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard, that is a stunning cover too. She's very lucky with her cover designs because they are very beautiful. Next, you know I had to include a Penelope Douglas one. Their covers are some of the best. Like I'm looking over there and they just have great covers. I own the original Devil's Night covers. I don't have the new ones. I don't know. I go back and forth on which I prefer, but I think as a whole, those look great together, but individually, I don't necessarily have one that I'm like, oh, I really love that enough, but I think their standalone covers are great. So I just decided to pick one, and that had to be Credence. I think this cover is so stunning. I do like that it is more of like a secret kind of cover. Like looking at this book, you would not know some of the contents, but oh, are you in for a surprise? But I think it fits like with the book taking place in Colorado in the winter in the mountains, and it has this kind of like just woodsy atmosphere to it. I think the cover fits it so well. I like the lettering, how it goes from yellow to green across it. I think the trees are so stunning. I love the mist on it. It looks pretty from the side. It looks pretty from the back. Like overall, this is just a very pretty book. And I like how Penelope Douglas has their name on it. I like that, you know, it's like even, you know, it's good letterage. I just think it's really pretty. I think some of my favorite people covers of all time of like couples together, and that is the Off Balance series by Lucia Franco. These pictures are so stunning on these. So it consists of 5 books. I think Balance is probably one of my favorites. I don't know. I love it. I love it. I think these are like so angsty. Like this whole entire photo shoot just like screams angst, and that's this whole book series. So I just live for it, and I love the cursive on it. I think the cursive is so stunning, and the formatting inside is pretty too, but I mean, that's not what we're here for. Anyways, I love the first one. Execution is fine. This is probably my least favorite. I don't know. It's like exciting, but whatever. Again, angsty. Release. I love Release. I love the hand coming like over and kind of like cradling her head a little bit. And there are like details on this one, which I'm not really going to point out because I don't really want spoilers. And again, the little detail on this one that so many people miss. But again, I don't necessarily want to point it out because it is kind of a bit of a spoiler, but I love this one. I think this one, besides Balance, might be my favorite. It's just like, it just fits this book so well. And yeah, there's just like a little, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like a little hidden thing on here which so many people don't notice, but I love it. I love the tension, and I love her like neck extension. I feel like I'm on America's Next Top Model. Your neck extension looks great. And then Dismount, again, just great. And I love that this one, they're like fully like engaged with each other for it being the final book. Ugh. I think those covers are stunning. Lucia Franco, again, has beautiful covers. Like Hush Hush, I haven't read yet, so I didn't include that one on here, but I do own it. Get Out, that cover is stunning too. Okay, next, so now on to all of the books that I don't own physical copies of, so I am going to be like looking at the picture down here, so if you see me looking down, it's because I want to like be able to look while I critique the photo. The Lords of Pain trilogy, The Lords of Forsyth trilogy by Samantha Rue and Angel Lawson, reverse harem college dark bully romances. These covers, again, people but that are so stunning. I think these models, like, they just killed it. So Lords of Pain for the first one, I love the neck turn with the hand grabbing the neck like that, and just I love the colors of it. I love that it's darker. It definitely gives the illusion that this is like a darker romance, and I love the skull with the flowers because it has like the masculine and the feminine. Literally get out of here. Lords of Wrath book 2, I don't necessarily love as much because here I love the female model, but I don't love the male. I don't know, him like looking at us creeps me out. Like, look down at her. I don't know. I don't love this one as much. But Lords of Mercy, I love how they're, like, really entangled. Like, something about this one is just, oh, it's next level. I think these covers are so beautiful. So I was really excited to see what the 4th book would look like. That's going to be the spinoff of, like, the Dukes of Forsyth. Not the vibe. But these are the vibe. We're gonna do these 2 back to back because they're from the same author again, who just like always I think has stunning covers, and that's Be Celeste. So the 2 that I love the most from her though are Dare You to Hate Me. This is a college new adult sports romance. And this, I love the football player like silhouette of it, but I love that contrasted then with like pink flowers in it. It's just something that you would not expect for like a football romance to have like pink pretty florals on it. It's such a juxtaposition, but it works so well in this cover. And then I also love the lettering, how it all fits in there and how it's all like off to one side and like aligned together, and that it's not centered, because I think that with where the picture is, like, it just looks better like that. So stunning. And her other one that I love is Color Me Pretty. So this is a father's best friend age gap, like forbidden romance. And I think this photo is like equally haunting as it is beautiful. The main character in this one does struggle with an eating disorder, but she's also a dancer. So I love that it's like a ballet dancer, like folded over, and I don't know. I only did ballet when I was like a baby, and I was not very good at it. But she's folded over in some sort of pose. But then, so I think like that's really pretty, but then how you can like see her her spine like that, it's haunting. And then I love the colors because she's an artist, like the colors on it is so pretty. I love how the words are spaced, just everything about this cover I love. I think it's so pretty. Another YA fantasy one is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I talked about this, that I almost picked this one in my ABC reading challenge for like picked solely for the cover, because I think this cover is so cool. Like it's a standout cover. Like when I think, because this is a traditionally published book, right? So this is like in Barnes and Noble. And if I was walking through Barnes and Noble, this would be a book that I would see on a shelf and be like, I want to look at that. I love the colors. I love the pose of the model with like the hands like that, and how like each of the colors enwraps the other hand. I don't even know. But I think this cover is so pretty, and just like this character is just like how I like pictured Brie. And I think this cover, it's just like a knockout. It's one that you look at and you're just like, oh my God, that is a cover. Like I can just imagine if I was Tracy Deonn and got this into my inbox of being like, hey, this is the cover that we're thinking for your book, I would be like, literally no changes needed. This cover is everything. It's so pretty. Y'all, I love this cover, and it's Liar by Fiona Cole. It's the 5th book in the Voyeur series. They are standalones though, so you could just read this one. It's an uncle's best friend age gap romance. I love the picture. First of all, I think that is like so hot for a picture on a book cover. I'm like, oh my God, I almost feel like I shouldn't even be looking at it. It's just like, it's so hot. And I love the head tilt back with the arm around the throat. Like, it's so pretty. And then I love how the black and white is contrasted then with the lime green writing on it. But the lime green isn't like offensively lime. Does that make sense? It's not like in your face lime, but it like pops. I think the whole entire Voyeur series covers are stunning. I don't necessarily love Lovers. I think that's the second one. I don't really like that one. Or Savior. Yeah, okay, maybe I don't like those two, but the rest of them I really like. But this is by far my favorite. And I love how all of them have like a little pop of color on the covers, but Liar, knocked it out the park. The Dare by Harley LaRue. This cover is just cool. I literally don't know what to make of this cover, except that it's just like so cool. I love the colors, and I love this pose that this dude is doing. I don't know. It's just a cool looking cover. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Dark romance. This cover truly, like when I saw this cover, I'm like, I need to read this book. I didn't know what it was about, but I saw it and I'm like, I need to read it. This is like, it tells a story of its own, and it fits the book so well. And then I think I saw, was it on like her Instagram or something? Then I saw Jennifer Hartman talk like how her and her husband like took this picture. And I'm like, get out of here. I can't imagine that. It is so good. I love the chains, the hands. Like there's so much energy and like tension just in the hands together. Oh, get out of here. I live. Another YA fantasy cover. I love this whole series, the Shatter Me series. I love all of these covers, but Ignite Me for some reason is my favorite. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's my favorite book in there that I'm just kind of partial to it. But I love that they all have the eyes on the covers, but I really love the colors of this one particularly, and like the little flowers on it. I just think this one like is the prettiest of them all, but I do think that this entire series has really, really pretty covers. And I like the Believe Me cover. I know so many people hate it. It is so not my aesthetic whatsoever, but for some reason I really like it. Next is Dead Man Walking by Gianna Darling. Oh my God. Like I was almost back and forth on if I wanted to buy the woman version of this one instead, or if I wanted to buy the like priest version of it, because this one is so pretty. Like with some of the earlier Fall and Men covers, like I don't like Lessons in Corruption, and I don't like Good Gone Bad or After the Fall, like those 3 of the male covers. So I got the female versions instead, and those female versions are stunning. But Inked in Lies and Dead Man Walking, I love of the men. So, but between all of them, Dead Man Walking is by far my favorite. I love the colors on this one. This is just like exactly how I would picture Priest. I think just the model like fits the character so well, and it's like dark. I love that he's looking down. Again, I just like the cohesiveness of the series as a whole, and like how the covers look and the colors of all of the covers. but this one, I don't know why, I really am drawn to this cover. The Stay With Me series by Nicole Fiorna, I think these covers are so, so pretty, but in particular, Stay With Me and Even When I'm Gone are my two favorites, and they're also my two favorite books, shocker, of that series. But I like this first one. I just like the colors, and again, I like that it's more of like a discreet cover, and that it's not, I feel like with this series, like, would it make as much sense to have a couple on it? I don't know if that like makes logical sense outside of my brain to other people's brain, but like with the Voyeur series by Fiona Cole with Liar, like I feel like that just like makes sense to have this like hot sexy couple on it, where with this one I feel like it just makes sense that it's more discreet and like a little more artistic. And I love the colors on them, and I love the wording with the like pattern peeking through on it, and then with the cursive overlay. And then Even When I'm Gone, I love the darkness of this one, because again, like this book does go a little darker for Mia and Ollie, and I like that. I love the little pops of red in it. These covers are just stunning. I think she killed it with these. All right, that's it. This video, like, I don't know. I enjoyed doing it because I like talking about covers. So anyways, that's it for today. I don't know what's gonna be up next. I know I have it on my schedule. I just don't know what it says though. So anyways, that's it for today, and I will see ya when I see ya.